Hello. It's New Year's Day 2017, and I just want to say, God help us. Now actually I thought I'd tell you a story, as is my wont on New Year's Day. And some years ago I was employed as a driver stroke, forward stroke, handyman. When applying for the job I made something about being a handyman, but in fact I'm not. But I did have a driving license at the time, which was useful for the driving. And I was employed by a lady, an elderly lady, a widow. And she lived in a large rambling house with quite a sizable garden in Sussex, not so very far from Crawley, creepy Crawley. Anyway, let me see now. She was getting on, as I say, and was becoming more and more infirm and more in need of the kind of help that I really wasn't qualified to give. And she never called me by name. She would come down to the front door and open the front door and shout, "Are you there?" And if I was there, I would respond. On the occasions when I wasn't there, I wouldn't. And anyway, as time went by, her only daughter, who was called Taudie, unusual name, Taudie, spelled Taudie, but they're not so very unusual when you think of the name Maud, Maud, or indeed Maudie. However, the colour, Mauve, is pronounced mauve, normally, and not mauve, which is probably just as well, because otherwise Maud would be Maud, and Taudie would have become Toadie. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but Taudie, who was herself in her 60s, would try and persuade her mother that what she needed at this point in her life was a couple, a married couple. The man in the partnership would do what I did, and the woman would take care of my lady's more personal needs within the house. But every time Taudie brought this up, my lady would say, "Oh, I can't possibly afford a couple. I'm down to my last millions." And so things went along as they had. I was quite pleased because I was in a job, you see. I mean, if the couple turned up, I'd be out of one. And then one day, as I was passing the front door, which was open, I heard a whimper. I opened the door and I walked into the hall, and there, at the bottom of the staircase, lay my lady in a heap, legs akimbo. Well, obviously I phoned the ambulance, 9999, as it was. And poignantly, as the paramedics wheeled my lady onto the ambulance, she raised her head and said to me, "Tell Taudie I'll take the couple." And that was the very last thing she said. Quite poignant, wasn't it? Or did I mention that before? No matter. Anyway, Here's to us. Quite nice, that.